What's going on, y'all, man? Forward Fabian back again with Did You Know? We got a reaction to Boy Slips Marine a secret note, and suddenly he calls for backup. So comment down below. Let me know y'all's thoughts on these, man. Just did a reaction to Please Find Tunnel Inside KFC. Interesting revelation there. You know what I'm saying? Interesting thing to find out there. But let's see what kind of twist and turn they got with this one, man. Like, comment, subscribe. You know, tune into all my socials. Turn on notifications so you're notified every time I drop a video, man. Let's get into this.
Boy gives Marine a secret note, and suddenly he calls for backup.
Bruh said that with the utmost enthusiasm.
A little boy approached the tall guard in uniform and said, "Excuse me." He asked again, "Excuse me, are you Santa Claus?" The man didn't seem to acknowledge the child's presence. "I heard you might be him. If you are him, here's my list." As the boy reached out to give the guard his Christmas list, which was folded up, something sweet happened. The guard opened his hand and took the list, and the boy's jaw dropped. Was this tall guard really Jolly St. Nick? Obviously, the man wasn't Santa, but he was a U.S. Marine. And the story was actually part of a 1997 commercial for Toys for Tots. Toys for Tots is run by the Marine Corps, and this program provides toys on Christmas to underprivileged kids. And while the story of this young kid might be made up, the Marines' generosity certainly isn't. And just to prove it, here's this amazing story of a young Florida boy. At Pensacola Beach in Pensacola, Florida, there's an annual event held called the Sea Turtle Youth Triathlon. The full triathlon is for kids ages 7 to 15, and it promotes athleticism for children starting at a young age. The swimming portion of the triathlon occurs in the Gulf of Mexico, but the bike and run portion is performed on a closed road. Volunteers oversee the entire event, which is where Matthew Morgan's story begins.
Matthew Morgan?
Matthew Morgan moved from his native San Diego to Pensacola.
I don't know if this is that whole little triathlon. That don't even sound like it's meant for kids, bro. You talking about swimming in the Gulf, then doing the whole cyclothon or whatever it was, bro. Who's completing that race?
When he enlisted in the Marines and became a private first class at Marine Detachment Corey Station. One year, the station had 22 students, and their commanding officer, Captain Frank Anderson, ordered them to volunteer their time for the Sea Turtle Triathlon. The young Marines were in charge of supervising the race and making sure everyone stayed on track. But no one had anticipated what happened next. Standing by the course on the run portion of the triathlon was Private Morgan, who waited for the young participants who had just about completed the event's swim and bike portions.
Dang.
Then he saw a group of kids approaching, and it made him smile as they ran and completed the event. Mile run.
Man, you gotta salute, you know, individuals like this. I was gonna say kids, you know, but specific to a child, it shows how much heart this child got, you know, this kid got. But specific to any adult that, you know, any individual, I said adult, that gets up, you know, after going through some type of amputation. There's a lot of folks who tend to, you know, roll over. But then there's a lot of individuals you see just get back out there and chase and get it, you know. So definitely commendable. Definitely commendable. You know what I mean? Only thing you can do is salute it.
And was halfway to the finish line when his artificial limb started to get all wobbly. Then suddenly, one of the screws came loose and he fell down. But when Private Morgan arrived at the scene to assist, he knew that Ben was brave and certainly not a quitter. Ben told Private Morgan, "No, I just want to finish the race." But Ben's mom was very worried about the welfare of her little boy. Kim Baltz told CNN, "It was only a mile. I knew he was tired. I was like, where is he? Where is he? Where is he?" Private Morgan wanted to help Ben finish the triathlon, so he did something totally amazing. The event announcer said, "Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to turn around and look at what's happening on the course." Ben's mom immediately turned and saw something emotional. Private Morgan had helped the boy by putting him on his back and running the rest of the way to the finish line. The other Marines surrounded them and joined them in their run as the crowd applauded and cheered, and Mrs. Baltz couldn't stop crying. "It was just very touching that the Marines were there," Ben's mom shared. But the Marines simply saw it as part of the job. "We are selfless as an institution in the Marine Corps," Captain Anderson stated. "Putting others before ourselves is second nature." Anderson also praised Private Morgan for his kind action. According to Captain Anderson, Private Morgan upheld the Marine Corps' values and was extremely proud of him. It's great to see what Marines do, not leave anybody behind, is exemplified in the youngest members of our institution. Private Morgan's got a great career to look forward to, but how did Ben feel about what happened? Mrs. Balt said that Ben felt a bit embarrassed that he had to be carried across the finish line and that he couldn't finish the race by himself. But Ben's parents told him that he had nothing to be ashamed of. We want to give him the message that he can do anything, and he has an inspirational story. And Private Morgan completely agreed with that point of view. Private Morgan had this to say about Ben. As far as I'm concerned, he finished that race. As long as he knows he could have finished it and wanted to finish it, that's all that matters. Besides, with his parents' support, he'll get to participate in other races too. Mrs. Baltz added, "We just want him to get out there and participate in life." All Ben needs to do is emulate the Marines, who have an amazing reputation for performing selfless acts like the...
I mean, based on how the story, started in the insight they're giving us to Ben, seemed like he's already been doing that. You know what I mean? It seemed like, and I think that's kind of why he took it on the shoulder in terms of him not actually finishing the race, because maybe call it pride, call it what you want, but I think that's a commendable trait, just trying to be self-sufficient no matter the setbacks. So I think that's a mentality he already got.
The one Private Morgan performed. U.S. Marine Miles Kerr ran a 5K race in Michigan in 2013 when he noticed that a boy had become separated from the rest of his group. Corporal Kerr fell back and ran alongside Bowden Fuchs, who was 9, in order to motivate him to get all the way to the finish line. When the online community heard about what he'd done, they praised him. "As a Marine, we try to reach out and help as much as we can," he explained.
Savage.
"I don't think I'm a hero. I was just trying to help."
Dang, the story of the Marines, man. No man left behind. I like that. I like the traits. I like the lessons that are kind of the qualities taught. You know what I mean? I think that military whip you into shape. And I believe, I'm not sure if every branch is like this, but we do know obviously the military for being, the Marines for being this way. Like the whole "no man left behind" type of phrasing and the quote, I think that may be across the board, but salute to all that serve, salute to all branches, salute to the military overall, all branches. It's a different type of respect, you know what I mean? It's and I think it's kind of understood as a family, so interesting. Shout out to Ben too, man. Keep your head up. Keep going, my boy. So that was Did You Know with Boy Slips, Marine, the secret note, and suddenly he calls for backup. Let me know y'all's thoughts on that one in the comment section below, man. Peace, love, prosperity, everybody out there out with the channel. Catch y'all guys next time, man. We out. God bless.